I was sick in November 2020, so in the first year of the pandemic, and both I and my husband were sick, so we had to stay at home, isolated for about 20 days. And the worst thing, two things. The first one on the medical aspects, because I had no severe pains, no severe problems, but my husband had high temperature, and about 1 week was quite worrying for him and for me. We were lucky because he did not need to go to hospital, but we were really anxious about this medical situation, of course, you know, because doctors could not come home because it was not an emergency situation, I mean. And we were lucky because our doctor managed and was very good to give him therapy by using phone and WhatsApp conversation. And so at least twice a day we could speak to her and and get from her any information or medical assistance that she could give, mainly to my husband. Oh, the first thing was the anxiety for about her health. No, his health, sorry. And mainly by night, during the night, when his temperature was very high, I was very worried. And I wondered if we need to call a first aid, or it was better to wait the day after, and you are alone at home and you don't call your doctor because it's not a really severe emergency, but you cannot have rest, you cannot sleep quietly because you know that the situation can get worse. So this was the most critical aspect regarding health situation, and then anxiety about that. Okay. And during those weeks, I thought that COVID hotel were a very good solution. I mean, about the organizational solutions, because in this case you can stay not home but in a room alone if you don't need very strong therapy, but you can be sure that someone can come to you, can visit you if you need, or you can call during the night someone that can help you. Of course, this is a structural solution. Regarding resilience, Carlo, I am sure that many things depend on your personality and on your usual way to face problems during your life. So, in my opinion, it's very difficult to get resilient during an emergency or during a COVID pandemic and so on, but it should be very important to practice your resilience, to improve your resilience during all the life. Physical activity, but not just gym, I mean, because it's not just a physical need that you have. Physical activity with other in group and in the open air, and something that you can practice in, I mean, not just in a physical way, but involving your mind, of course. So maybe, I don't know, Tai Chi could be useful, or other mindfulness methodologies, yoga, and so on. But you need to practice them for maybe many years before you improve your resilient resources. If you had, I mean, an emergency need, I know some friend of me get help, get support through telephone dialogue with therapists, with psychologists that can help you when you are living a very difficult period. Because if you, of course, if you can speak about your problems, about your anxiety with a consultant, even at distance, even dialoguing on telephone, she or he can help you in that moment. A sort of help call, or I don't know the way.